Leftovers.
Here we are.
Good morning
Back
and
again.
welcome back.
Yes, welcome
We're changing
everybody.
our stream title from Top Gun Maverick to Bubba the Redneck Werewolf, which is what we're here to discuss today with the public. How are you doing, bro?
Oh, good, good. My screen title says that it's Bubba the Redneck Werewolf.
Okay, our Twitch stream does not, so I'll just
that's
fix it on that side.
Yeah, interesting.
Well,
Yeah,
welcome
whatever.
back, man.
Yeah, welcome back.
What a
Dude, have we
what
got
a
a doozy
treat.
for everyone?
God damn it.
Yes. Have we picked a monster of a film, if you will? So, yeah. How you been, man?
Oh, this title may conflict with Twitch's moderation policy. We'll just put our neck werewolf. I think that's what it doesn't like.
Oh, maybe. Maybe that's why I didn't take my update.
There we go. Hey, man, we're up to 11 followers on Twitch. Thanks, everybody who watches us live as we do this. We don't really have a set schedule because our working schedule is weird, but
maybe we can get one more and have the Dirty Dozen.
I hope so. That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah.
Where to start? Do we start with opening thoughts on this? Jeez.
Let's start with something. I want to show you something pretty freaking great.
I've got a few things to share too, please.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So we traditionally like to show, the Rotten Tomatoes where we're at. Bubba the Redneck Werewolf came out in 2014. It's a horror comedy. It's only got 67% on Rotten Tomatoes, so just shy of being certified fresh. Only 2 critical reviews.
Yeah, the tomatometer is grayed out. It's not even enough reviews to get a tomato meter score.
But here's the thing, though. You scroll down.
Yeah.
You can read both reviews.
Like that.
And they both gave it fresh. They enjoyed it. So
we got to read these out for those of you listening on Spotify and elsewhere.
Go for it.
Review 1, Bubba the Redneck Werewolf is a film as shamelessly trashy as the town in which it's set and the people who populate it, but is an endearing piece of low-budget filmmaking that belies its limited resources with audacity, creativity, and heart. Review 2 from Kevin A. Ramson from MovieCrypt.com. Horror, humor, and hubris make this wing-eating, cigar-chomping, whiskey-swigging werewolf the hero we all deserve. The devil is literally in the details. That's factually correct.
That is very factually correct.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So I thought that was hilarious that there's only 2 critical reviews of this thing. I guess now 3 with us.
Yeah. Well, hey, man, we're trailblazing. I mean, this was 2014. We're finally getting around to it in 2023, but here we are.
There you go. nearly in time for the 10th anniversary.
Pretty amazing stuff. Here's my initial thoughts when watching this.
Yes.
First and foremost, this needs to be a Mystery Science Theater 3000 movie. Like, this is a perfect movie for MST3K to just beat the shit out of.
Mm-hmm.
Further thoughts. What wouldn't a man do for a vegetable peeler?
That's factually correct with this film.
What's with the psychic lady? Later, I put the devil, all caps. Like, what the fuck? How did we get to slaughtering mushroom hunting college kids? This movie is annoyingly bad. And like, you and I can come up with a better script. I guarantee we can do that. We can make a way better script than this. So why don't we? Like, seriously, if we shoot something, I think whatever we come up with, even with GoPros and a DSLR and some clever editing, if I flew you down here with your rig and we used my rig as well and just said, you're going to stay with me for like, I don't know, 2 months worth of editing, which is probably a month and a half longer than it took them to put this through post-production. Like, I'm sure we could self-produce and put out a movie of our very own that would be way better than this independent film. Like,
so I once went to a film premiere in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
It was for basically a live-action version of Scooby-Doo. They had to change the name of the characters.
Sure.
It was called Saturday Morning Mystery. Also was released under the title Saturday Morning Massacre. It's an older film now at this point. But I went to that premiere and there was a Q&A with the cast and the director.
Yeah.
And they had said in the Q&A that the whole reason they made the film is that they had access to an empty mansion for 3 weeks. And in that time, they wrote the script, shot the whole thing, and then we're done, right?
Yeah.
To edit the film after that.
Sure.
So you're right. I think we could come up with something better. That said, let's talk a little bit about what we going. Before we get into the film, I want to talk about a little bit about Mitch Heyman. Mitch Heyman, this is the creator
The
of
devil. Yep.
Yeah. He plays the devil. He is a FM radio on-air personality. Also has some sort of public affairs show that might be his FM show. He says he has worked for such companies as Microsoft and others, does stand-up comedy, all sorts of things. Here's what's a little bit interesting. He says he actually had the honor of having NASA name a satellite launch after his character Bubba, right? And has the full official documentation. Here's the picture of it. Says it went out February 5th, 2004. Okay, this movie came out in 2014. I'm not familiar as to when the actual comic books, because yes, there are Bubba the Redneck Werewolf comic books, but this satellite, the Bubba satellite launch. Okay, keep that in mind. We were a little late to starting the show because I went down a Google rabbit hole because I could not believe that NASA named a satellite
after comic book
Bubba the
character
Redneck
from this dude. Yeah.
Right. So I went to NASA. I went to Google. I looked around for Bubba satellite. Could not find anything. The only thing I found with Bubba on NASA was this. This is Charles Bubba Council, and he is a mailroom clerk that worked at NASA for 35 years and retired in 2006. That's the only thing I found for Bubba and NASA on NASA's website.
Wow.
I'm not saying that Mitch is a liar. I'm just saying it's not on NASA's website.
Well, you're in luck because for the first time ever, let's bring him in. Mitch Heyman, let's come on down. Talk
awesome.
To us. I'm kidding. Yeah, that sounds like a crock of shit. It really does.
It sounds like it.
I don't know if I can present a web page. I would have to screen share this. So let me move this to another screen and see if I can pull this up. Let's share screen. Okay, share screen. Which one are we sharing? We're going to go with the official movie site of Bubba the Redneck Werewolf. Let me know if you can see this. There we go.
Yeah.
Here's a couple interesting factoids because here at Movie Leftovers, we like to often put up trivia, movie trivia.
Right.
We'll start with Fred Lass, right? Here's the factoid. Early on in production, it was assumed that Lass' performance would have to be dubbed, which would have made this film better, in order to understand him through the fangs. But thanks to intense practice, Lass was able to perfect his speech to the point where dubbing proved unnecessary. Right. Later, we get to the actress that played Bobby Joe. One time on a Bubba location shoot, her howling at the moon elicited an unsettling amount of activity from local Wolverines. Just imagine. And this is actually in their press materials, dude.
Wow.
This is fantastic. So there's a bunch of little factoids there that one could get into. I don't think those are true either, except for perhaps the can't understand him through the fangs piece of this, because I think the movie would have actually been enriched, so to speak, if we had dubbing.
Yes.
Yeah, that would have just made it perfect.
The other amazing thing about Bubba the Redneck Werewolf is there are two Bubbas. There's human Bubba and then there's werewolf Bubba.
Right.
Two completely different people.
Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty great on its own.
With such a high budget film as this, look, the thing that I don't like about this, and I can get over, what did we do, that space one that we both kind of chuckled?
Planet of the Vampire Women?
Planet of the Vampire Women.
Yeah.
That at least had cohesion to the storyline. There was a beginning, there was a middle, there was an end. You could kind of understand. It was brutal to get through that grind, but you could understand where you were going throughout the story. This was all over the board, man. There's a werewolf, there's a weird mystic lady that we don't get back to until the final scene of the last act of the film. It's what is going on? None of the characters make sense. It really does feel like they shot this with a high 8 camera in a local like Lions Club bar or something, and it's like whoever was in the bar that day got hired for the job, and they all just gave them $50 to basically read a script. It was bad. It jumped everywhere. Nothing made sense. Scene after scene was like it was the middle of some other storyline. I don't know. That was the part that I really struggled with, man. What You're on mute, my friend, somehow.
Oh, if you look at the credits,
Yeah.
right? A lot of the people in that bar have the same last name,
Yeah.
like in pairs, right?
Sure.
So very clearly it is married couples who they had nothing else to do that day. And
they probably frequented a local bar.
probably.
And they put up what I did find that was clever and I did like it was there's ad placements for fake products all throughout the film.
That was
like,
funny.
You know, like the ass body spray and different things like that, which I thought was kind of funny. So they did take a little time. The person that did the set actually
had a blast.
And it seemed like that would be a fun project to work on. But I'm not kidding. Like I want as a bucket list item to produce a piece of content in the form of a film. I think you and I should plan for that in the next year or two, where we take some vacation, arrest some time, work on a quick script, and actually put something. I promise you and I, in 4 weeks of shooting, if that's our top to bottom deadline, could produce something that is way, way better than what I just watched last night in preparation for this pod.
I've got an idea. I'll tell you about it later.
We should. Yeah.
I think I had more fun with this film than you did. Let's get to some of our reviews that we like to share.
Yeah, let's do the reviews.
Yes.
I'd love to hear this.
Yeah. So on Rotten Tomatoes, we have right next to each other, a 1 star and a 5 star. So the 1 star, no names on either one of these.
Might have been my review.
Yes. This film is all over the place and not good in any way. Whereas the 5-star review says, hilarious, pure cinematic genius. Now there are 5 best things to come out of Florida. North 95 North, 75 North, US 1 North, US 441 North, and this movie. So the freeways are the best things. And then
all
Bubba.
Freeways leading out of Florida, I'm pretty sure. And then this film.
Yeah. So I definitely had more fun with this film than you did. I love this schlocky crap. It cracks me up.
Scenes for what they were standalone were fun, and I had fun going through it. The fact that I didn't know what was going on at all until almost the end of the movie, where we went back to one of the 5 or 6 plot lines they touched on.
We should give a quick synopsis of what the film was.
Yeah, we probably should have started with that.
Okay, let me give a quick synopsis.
Yeah.
So basically, we have Bubba, who works at some sort of dog rescue. He is basically your loser character. Nobody respects him. Everybody thinks he's just trash. He wants to be the biggest, toughest guy there is. He wants to be a manly man, respected, an alpha, if you will. And he somehow makes a deal with the devil.
That's right.
To become this person. He signs a contract, and the next thing he knows, he is a werewolf.
Now, this deal is exclusively centered around the idea that he wants to get back with his ex-girlfriend from high school.
Correct.
That's the only motivation. And what lures him in is the promise of being this badass that he wants to be and not this general loser that he is. And he gets a couple fringe gift benefits, such as a 4-slice toaster.
A fancy 4-slice toaster.
A vegetable peeler, which is somehow central to the plot line. So watch the film. And then what was the other one he got? It was like a beer or something like that.
I don't even remember.
There was like some third thing. Anyway, they leave out the vegetable peeler, and that's
because he takes too long to sign the contract.
That's the plot device that we get back to at the very end of the film. But pretty much nothing else has cohesion, and it's hilarity ensues.
Yeah,
and also some very uncomfortable imagery.
yes, some very, very bad taste comedy in this film.
A lot of poor taste in this one.
A lot of poor taste. So basically, the devil goes around this small town, offering up contracts for people's souls for may their dreams come true. But it's the devil, so all of their dreams are somewhat twisted and not exactly what they wanted.
The only piece of ingenuity in the writing of the script around what you're talking about when the devil's offering people's dreams was Batman. Like that, I thought
Yeah.
was perfect. The rest of it was just like, where are these kids coming from? What's up with this nun? Which was very disturbing.
The nun was disturbing.
Just
The Batman is hilarious. It is a dude literally with a bat through his head.
yeah.
Because he is Batman. He wanted to be Batman. He became Batman. There
If
are
you think this
zombie.
podcast has no cohesion and you're just trying to follow along, try this movie out. We're
Yeah.
doing our best here.
There's a woman who wants her husband back,
Right.
but not her kids.
Mhm.
Because they have all passed away, but the devil brings everybody back. But they're zombies.
Yeah.
It's so ridiculous.
It's pretty wild.
Yeah. Anyways, finally it becomes that Bubba has to take on the devil, and if he wins, he gets all the contracts back and can save everybody.
Right.
So that is the point of the film. I think this is a good time to take our break.
Yeah, got to get.
And then we'll come back and give what we would do with Bubba the Redneck Werewolf. So
I
we'll be right back.
wait for that.
All right, we are back.
Welcome back to Movie Leftovers. Yeah.
Indeed.
Bubba the Redneck Werewolf is what we're talking about today.
Indeed.
And what we would do with it.
Yes.
What I went first last time?
Did you?
I don't remember. Do you want to go first or do you want me to go first? Player's choice.
I have a feeling you're going to want me to go last.
Okay.
Okay.
I will do it. So for as much as you're like, hey, I think I like this movie a little bit more than you. I'm going to lean into it.
Okay.
I'm doing a sequel.
Okay.
We're leaving it as the pure cinematic gold that it is, and we're going sequel. The sequel, loosely titled Pain and Sorrow and Toasters, a symphony of vegetable peelers in 3 parts, right?
Okay.
So we're going to open with Biker Bob, master of 2-stroke engines, who has tragically died on one of his mythical adventures. Found among his belongings were many secrets left only to be read by Bubba because of the heroics of the first film. Among these secrets were keys to the divine and everlasting corn beer fountain, to be unlocked only by raising the devil and beating him at a game of cornhole. Right? This is all part of callbacks to the first. Save we're not playing quarters this time. We're going cornhole. So to obtain the vegetable peeler from the first movie is the mythical key to this portal that allows you to get to this beer fountain, the corn beer fountain. That's the magic key to the magic beer fountain. So now Bubba knows it's probably not right to raise the devil again, but he loves corn beer and chicken wings way too much, and his desires just gets the better of him. So more or less, the devil gets loose during the raising seance because, well, Bubba's an idiot, and the devil starts taking souls, and he's up to his usual bullshit. The devil does take revenge on Bubba by trapping him in a math class where he will have to pass a simple math exam in order to return to Earth and play cornhole against the devil to reverse the soul's curse once more and gain access to the corn beer fountain of eternity. And that's where we're going with this film.
Okay.
My cast. Bubba's going to be played by Adam Baldwin. Now, you sent me a text and said...
Okay. We did have different ones.
I can't wait.
We did have different ones.
I'm like, Adam Baldwin's going to be my Bubba.
Okay.
Biker Bob will be played by Nicolas Cage.
Dude, that's perfect.
The devil, we're going with RuPaul, dude. I think that would make the perfect.
Oh, that is amazing.
Yeah, RuPaul's going to be in there. Bobby Sue, the girlfriend character, will be Michelle Miley from a show called Letterkenny.
Okay, yeah.
Drunk Cletus, who doesn't want to hook up with the devil. I'd like to see John Lithgow in there.
Oh, okay.
The bartender, this is the best part. A little older, a little more curmudgeon-y. Also the only normal person in the entire script. Hates everyone, wants to quit and move, can't stand the town or the bar she's bartending. That's going to be Jamie Lee Curtis. And that's my sequel. My sequel is going to be Pain and Sorrow and Toasters, a symphony of vegetable peelers in 3 parts.
I love it. Yeah. I love it. I like it. I like that you went with the sequel for this one.
Yeah. We're just going to go lean right into it. Keep on keeping on with the trashiness of this film.
So for me, I think so. This film is just an excuse for sketches, right?
Yeah.
It is a Saturday Night Live sketch stretched out into a film. That's really all it is. So you need a premise in my mind that gives you the ability to put Bubba in all sorts of hilarious situations.
Mhm.
So that way it's just sketch after sketch after sketch. That's really all it is. So with that in mind, I am doing a full reboot.
Okay.
We're going to pretend that the first film did not happen and we're starting over. So I'm going to go with the premise of my film, and then I will go with my
Already,
guess.
this is a better film.
Yes. So in my film, again, Bubba's a loser. He's a lovable loser, but he's got a good heart. But everybody just craps on him, right?
Right.
And so same idea as the first film, and basically same idea. He wants to give his soul to the devil, and the devil says, "All right, I'm going to make you," because he in my film he's going to say, "I want to be a cool lone wolf." That's where we're going to get
Okay.
the wolf analogy. I want to be an alpha, cool lone wolf, and all that kind of stuff. He'll watch some sort of like I don't know if you remember that show Renegade with Lorenzo Lamas. He'll
Yep.
watch something like that, and that's where he gets his inspiration for being a cool
Sure.
lone wolf, right? And maybe even the show is called Lone Wolf. Yeah.
Elegant problems require elegant solutions.
Indeed. So this is where we get the idea of werewolf. And so that's how the devil kind of screws him over, turns him into an actual wolf instead
Right.
into yeah.
It's the semantic technicality.
Indeed.
Yeah,
Indeed.
got you.
And so at first Bubba doesn't like it, you know. He thinks it's kind of strange. Everyone else just thinks he like in the film, thinks he grew a beard, thinks he got a tan, just stupid things like that, right? And so the whole idea is the devil's going around just like in the first film, giving people different problems. Well, the midpoint it becomes these the reasons they gave their soul is a problem, just like in the other one. But somehow they're all pitted against each other, right?
Mhm.
So the devil basically says, all right, all of you that I have bestowed these gifts upon, gifts in air quotes, um, whoever can be the last one standing, I will fix and I will make it exactly the way you want. Because I want all your souls in hell with me, and I don't get your souls until you die. So you all have to kill each other. So now it's a plot for Bubba to fight all these monsters.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it gives you action. It gives you silly comedy, right? But
Now,
Bubba
all
doesn't
these
want
monsters are just people around town, right?
right,
Okay,
that
got
have
you.
been all monstrified, right, or somehow tweaked. And so it gives Bubba the chance to kind of fight everybody, kind of have silly interactions, and all that kind of stuff. So finally, Bubba decides there's got to be a different way. He finds out from some guru, some shaman, whatever you want to call him, maybe a librarian. You know what? That's better. It's going to be a librarian because he's
yeah.
going to go to a library for the first time because he's never been, and that's funny in itself. And he's going to learn about books. And so, in the book is the answer that you can challenge the devil to total combat, is what we're going to call it.
Okay.
Total combat is the best of 2 out of 3 arena, and the combat are mind, body, and soul,
Okay.
right? Those are the 3 arenas of battle. And if he can beat the devil in 2 out of the 3, he can get his contract back, right? Or he can get one wish, one or the other. So he challenges the devil accepts, and the first combat is mind, the battle of the mind. And in that, it's a trivia contest, very similar to your math contest. And just we're going to take inspiration from Billy Madison.
Sure.
Everybody is now stupider for having listened to that response.
Yep.
It's going to be great. And Bubba will lose the first round. The second is the body. This is combat, right? But combat in a different way. We are going to play the old school schoolyard game of the hand slap game. That's how we're doing this. You know this game.
Yeah, I was hoping it was going to be like a Tekken tournament on, like arcade game or something like that. I like that even more. The hand slap tournament is awesome.
Yeah,
Let's
it is
go.
a hand slap game. So finally, Bubba wins that round, right? And now it comes to the soul battle. And so the devil pumps up this big idea of what the soul battle is going to be, and it's this huge combat on an ethereal plane and all that. And Bubba sees all the monsters, and and he doesn't like, he knows that he can win this. Victory is within his grasp. But then he realizes that if he wins, all those other people are condemned to hell.
Mm-hmm.
So he wants to make a change in the plan. He wants to make it that instead of saving his own soul, that he would rather that he fixes everyone else.
Sure.
He's willing to be a monster, be a werewolf, and save everyone else. And therein lies how he wins the soul battle.
Okay.
He's selfless, right? And there we go. Bubba has learned to accept himself. Bubba has graduated and is a good, happy person. All right. So, my idea for the cast.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go from bottom to the top.
Okay, sure.
For what was her name? Bobby Joe, Bobby Sue, whatever.
Yeah, Bobby Sue, I think.
Yeah, okay. For her, we're going to get I think one of the best female comedian actresses out there right now. From It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, Caitlin Olsen.
Okay.
She cracks me up.
Yep.
For the devil, I thought we could do some fun stuff with this.
Sure.
Much like your RuPaul, mine's a little bit different, but I think we're both going for comedy. I decided to go with Jim Jeffries.
Yeah,
he's
sure.
an Australian comedian. I like the idea of being able to make puns that he's from down under.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Jim Jeffries. You're already just like laughing. And then for my Bubba, we need somebody who can be goofy, who can be funny, but serious when the time calls for it. So my Bubba, I think, is a very all right actor, Matthew McConaughey. That is my Bubba.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's a good one. I don't know how we could get them to sign on, but hey, this is an imaginary plot.
It is an imaginary podcast, so who cares?
Anything goes. That's awesome.
Anything goes. Yes.
Well done. Yeah, I like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, this movie was a tough pill to swallow on a multitude of levels, but it was actually kind of fun to sit there and just get shocked over and over again. So if you're interested in a strange horror comedy, give it a spin, and then you'll kind of understand a little bit more about what we're talking about. But make the call on whose plot was better, since I'm pretty sure yours is a little more involved, and as a reboot, I like it a lot more. But hey, man, for a sequel, let's go.
Let's go. So that's the plot. Yeah, everybody. What is our next film? We haven't even decided.
So we haven't decided. What popped in my head this morning was the original movie Fletch, which is available on Netflix right now with Chevy Chase, the old school one. I don't remember much about this movie, so it'll almost be like watching it for the first time again. I'm sure since it was filmed at a different time period, a lot won't be acceptable by today's film standards. But
and they just made a reboot with John Hamm.
Yeah, that was why I kind of thought of it as like maybe we could reboot a reboot. You know what I mean? Or like put our spin on something else. But I want to go back to the original Chevy Chase one and get grounded in the series. So
I'm down
should
for
be good. Should be a good research project.
Okay. Yeah, Fletch. Let's do it. Awesome.
Nice.
Well, thanks everybody for listening. I hope you enjoy the Bubba the Redneck Werewolf and Fletch coming up.
Yeah. Stay tuned. But it's been real. This was a good one.
Awesome. We'll see you guys later.
See you.